See, in the previous video this proof was incomplete. What is the theorem? If limit fx by pi x as extends to infinity is capital L and both fx and pi x are positive, then if L is neither 0 nor infinite, of course L is positive because both fx and pi x are positive. If L is neither 0 nor infinite, then a to infinity fx dx and a to infinity pi x dx either converge or diverge together. In the previous video I have proved that one. It is there in the board. I have proved that first case. What was the first case? Suppose we have taken pi x dx converge. Then we have proved that fx dx also converge. When this is L and L is neither 0 nor infinite. Then we have already proved if pi x converge, then fx also converge. Now suppose that pi x does not converge, and we prove that fx also does not converge if this is the condition. Second case, suppose pi x does not converge. What is given? We have limit fx by pi x as extends to infinity is L. This implies there exists m greater than 0 such that mod fx by pi x minus L is less than L by 2, or you can take less than 1 by 2 also, less than L by 2 for all x greater than or equal to m, and also with that a to infinity pi x dx is a to m pi x dx plus m to infinity pi x dx. We write like this. Take this as 2. This as 2. Now, what does this imply? Since mod fx upon pi x minus L is less than L by 2, this implies L minus L by 2 is less than fx by pi x is less than L plus L by 2. Therefore, L by 2 less than fx by pi x and fx by pi x is less than 3L by 2. This implies pi x is less than 2 by L fx. Correct? Pi x is less than 2 by L fx. Now we have taken pi x does not converge and written a to infinity pi x as a to m pi x, m to infinity pi x, and this is finite because m is finite here, so this is finite. Now use this one. Since pi x doesn't converge, therefore integral m to pi x doesn't converge implies m to infinity pi x dx doesn't converge. Just a minute. M to infinity pi x dx doesn't converge. Since 2 by L fx is greater than pi x, for all x greater than m. 2 by L fx is greater than pi x. 2 by L, or I write like this, integral m to infinity 2 by L fx does not converge. 2 by L fx does not converge. This implies integral m to infinity fx dx does not converge. Therefore, integral a to infinity fx dx does not converge, because a to infinity is written as a to m and m to infinity. We can write m to infinity doesn't converge means a to infinity also does not converge. Therefore, this, if pi x converge, fx converge. If a to infinity pi x does not converge, a to infinity fx also doesn't converge. Similarly, we can prove that by taking other part in this. We can prove that if a to infinity fx dx converge, then a to infinity pi x dx also converge. If a to infinity fx dx doesn't converge, a to infinity pi x dx also doesn't converge. Therefore, the two functions, that is a to infinity fx and a to infinity pi x, they are alike. They either converge or doesn't converge. Now, a useful integral for comparison. This is the comparison test, and we require standard integral for comparison. This similarly we have proved in convergence of a to b fx dx also. We already discussed a to b fx dx, a to b pi x dx both converge or both do not converge under some conditions. Correct? Under some condition. If both are positive and limit fx by pi x is finite and not 0, then a to b fx dx, a to b pi x dx also, they behave alike. There we have studied two integrals, a to b dx by x minus a raised to n. When it converges when n less than 1. And a to b dx by b minus x raised to n converge when n less than 1. Now, similar test we consider here, comparison for two integrals. It is like this: 1 to infinity or a to infinity dx by x raised to n converges if and only if n greater than 1. So always you have to study comparatively. Suppose there are different tests, and here see this test: a to b dx by x minus a raised to n converges only when n less than 1. But a to infinity dx by x minus a raised to n converges if n is greater than 1. It is greater than 1. Or I take 1 to infinity here. It should be 1 to infinity. If and only if n greater than 1. Here converges only when n less than 1. First we prove this, and then we apply this for problems. First we prove this, and we use this for comparison. Now suppose first case is n is greater than 1. Then when you say that 1 to infinity fx dx converges if limit 1 to t fx as t tends to infinity exists. That is definition for convergence. So we consider 1 to t dx by x raised to n. It is x raised to minus n plus 1 by minus n plus 1 from 1 to t. Right, 1 to t. What is this? 1 upon 1 minus n into t raised to minus n plus 1 minus 1 raised to minus 1, or it is 1 upon 1 minus n into 1 upon t raised raised to n minus 1 minus 1. Am I correct here? Just check once again. We have taken x raised to n, 1 upon x raised to n. Suppose n is not equal to 1. We have taken strictly greater than 1. N greater than 1. Then minus n is negative. N greater than 1. So we write t raised to minus n plus 1 and 1 upon t raised to n minus 1. Am I correct here? Now consider limit 1 to t dx by x raised to n, t tends to infinity. It is, say when t tends to infinity, this is 0. It is 1 upon n minus 1. Minus 1 upon 1 minus n or 1 upon n minus 1. This implies integral 1 to infinity dx by x raised to n converge. We have used the definition here. When do you say that 1 to t dx by x raised to n converges? If limit t tends to infinity, 1 to t dx by x raised to n becomes finite, tends to a finite limit. So when n greater than 1, this 1 to infinity converges. Now suppose n is equal to 1, then what happens? 1 to t dx by x it becomes 1 to t dx by x raised to n is 1 to t dx by x. What is this? Log x from 1 to t. Log t minus log 1. And what is log 1? 0. Log of t. Now take t tends to infinity. Therefore limit t tends to infinity, 1 to t dx by x is infinity. Because if you take infinity here, log of infinity is infinity. Therefore 1 to infinity dx by x doesn't converge. Does not converge. Now take n is less than 1. Next is n is less than 1. If n less than 1, 1 to t dx by x raised to n is less than 1. It is what is dx by x raised to n? X raised to minus n plus 1 upon minus n plus 1 from 1 to t. From 1 to t. Now simplify this. We have taken n less than 1 here. N less than 1. It is therefore 1 upon 1 minus n. N less than 1. Therefore t raised to 1 minus n minus 1. See, n is less than 1 means t raised to 1 minus n remains in the numerator. 1 minus n is positive, so t raised to positive, it remains in the numerator. Therefore limit t tends to infinity, 1 to t dx by x raised to n tends to infinity because of this. N is, what is n? N is less than 1. 1 minus n is positive. Therefore integral 1 to infinity dx by x raised to n doesn't converge. Does not converge. So equal to 1, less than 1 does not converge. When 1 to infinity dx by x raised to n converge? When n is greater than 1. That is the useful integral for comparison. Now using this comparison test and the integral, comparison integral, we can solve some problems. If possible, I consider problem here. Problem is like this. Discuss the convergence of integral 1 to infinity dx by x raised to half 1 plus x raised to 3 or 1 by. Discuss the convergence of this. First you have to study the problems very carefully. In case of improper integrals, there may be points of discontinuity, and infinity. If it is infinity, you have to test the convergence at infinity. Definitely infinity you have to consider convergence, but in between this there may be points of discontinuity, that you should be very careful. But 1 to infinity there is no point of discontinuity, so we have to discuss the convergence at infinity only. Now we take fx is 1 upon x raised to half into 1 plus x raised to 1 by 3. Now see the simplification. I simplify this. 1 upon x raised to half into x raised to 1 by 3 into 1 upon x plus 1 raised to 1 by 3. This type of simplifications important. There should not be any doubts in such simplifications. You are all degree students, and I think there is no explanation is required here. How do you simplify this? Say I have written like this: x raised to half. For one problem I explain this for simplification. X into 1 upon x plus 1 whole raised to 1 by 3. I have taken x inside this, x common. Then what happens? X raised to 1 by 3, 1 upon x plus 1 raised to 1 by 3. You get this step. It is 1 upon x raised to 5 by 6, 1 upon x plus 1 raised to 1 by 3. It is fx. Take pi x is 1 upon x raised to 5 by 6. 5 by 6. That is the technique of taking pi x important. How to choose pi x? You have to choose pi x so that limit fx by pi x, x tends to infinity, must be finite and not 0. Then only you can apply that test. What is the test? You have to choose pi x so that limit fx by pi x must be finite and not 0. Then you can easily apply the test. Now consider limit fx by pi x as x tends to infinity. It is limit x tends to infinity of, what is fx? 1 upon x raised to 5 by 6, 1 plus 1 upon x raised to 1 by 3, 1 upon x raised to 5 by 6. This cancels. Now limit x tends to infinity, 1 upon 1 plus 1 by x raised to 1 by 3. Now what about x tends to infinity? 1 upon x tends to 0. So it is 1. Now what does test says? Test is like this. If limit fx by pi x is L and this L is neither 0 nor infinite, then a to infinity fx dx, a to infinity pi x dx are alike. Which is finite and not 0, therefore 1 to infinity fx dx and 1 to infinity pi x dx are same, means either converge or doesn't converge together. But we know the nature of this pi x. But integral 1 to infinity pi x dx is 1 to infinity 1 upon x raised to 5 by 6. Now what about convergence of this? The previous integral, we have taken standard integral, we have discussed the convergence of that one. It is a standard integral. What is this? Integral 1 to infinity dx by x raised to n form. When it converges when n greater than 1. But what about n here? 5 by 6 less than 1. Doesn't converge, does not converge because n is less than 1. Therefore by comparison test, integral 1 to infinity fx dx, that is 1 to infinity dx by x raised to half into 1 plus x raised to 1 by 3 does not converge. Given problem does not converge. I think a very standard problem. All of you can easily understand how to apply that test as well as that standard integral. And similar problems are there. You try that as exercise. You can all easily solve the problems. Some different types of problems I take in the next video. Almost this improper integrals completed. Next topic is beta gamma functions. In the next video I take beta gamma functions. Two types of improper integrals, relation between beta gamma functions, and some problems based on properties. That is in the next video. And what about that remaining problems? Can you solve that one? I give that as exercise. You try to solve the problems. Okay, thank you.